home, it's a place they can be during the day. It's complete with nursing staff, activities to do, and healthy meals they can eat without running the risk of setting the kitchen on fire. Awesome if you're an octogenarian, less cool if you're 17. But at least it gets me out of the house. If you've got only one friend who isn't your mom, it doesn't matter too much if he's 85 years old and spends his days in a stuffy building with linoleum floors. When I came in for my first day of community service, the lady who coordinated the visit told me Mr. Monahan couldn't see very well, and it might be nice for someone to read to him. She promised that they had plenty of books to choose from. But when I got here, all I could find was a dusty shelf with every Da Vinci Code book and an unofficial sequel to Gone with the Wind. I asked Mr. Monahan which he'd prefer, and he made a gagging noise. "You look like a reader. You got anything in that purse of yours?" he asked, gesturing to my messenger bag. I did, in fact, have a copy of A Game of Thrones on me, and I told him so. "That's the one they make that television program about with the dragons, isn't it?" he asked. "Is it good?" I'd only started reading it. We used to all get together every Sunday to watch the show at Jesse's house, at least until the most recent season. But as lonely as this summer was shaping up to be, I figured I'd be able to get through 5 doorstoppers of a fantasy series. "Yeah," I said. "I'm not very far along, but so far, I like it." He asked if I minded starting back at the beginning, and I told him I was there solely to amuse and entertain him. I read him the first 50 pages that day, and Mr. Monahan was into it. I've been back 3 mornings a week since, and we're more than halfway through now. He made me promise not to read ahead without him, and I've kept my word. And whenever things get dicey in the book, he gets more and more enthusiastic. In some ways, it really is a lot like watching the show at Jesse's, where waiting for the show on Sunday nights felt like our group's version of watching sports. "There's our man," Mr. Monahan says as I make my way into the smallish room we meet in. He's sitting in one of the armchairs against the wall, his thin, lanky frame draped over it like an old coat and his eyes half closed. He's wearing a gray and brown flannel shirt, as ugly a shirt as you're likely to find, like a jacket over a black and red flannel shirt, which he's got buttoned up. Sometimes it's impossible to tell if Mr. Monahan does the things he does solely to mess with you. "Yep, sorry I'm late." I set my bag down on top of the old piano in the corner of the room and take a seat in the other armchair. "It's a hot one out there, isn't it? And you're on a bike. Shit," he says, which is the sort of thing he says a lot. He was a sailor in World War II. "I'm lucky you keep coming at all." "It's not totally up to me," I say, "but I wouldn't miss it anyway." "Oh, that's right. You're a delinquent," he says with a laugh. "I forgot about that." "I wish I could," I say. "You're on deferred prosecution. Nobody besides me will ever even know." Mr. Monahan doesn't know that the brief flirtation with delinquency that led me to my role as his reading buddy is the least of my problems, and I don't really want him to. So I change the subject. "Want to catch up with what's happening in King's Landing?" "Hell yeah." He smiles. I crack the book, and things are easy for the next hour or so. I can't stop myself from doing the character voices to try to sound like the actors on the show. Fortunately, Mr. Monahan stopped making fun of how awful my British accents are a few weeks back. Otherwise, we'd never make any progress in the book. 53 pages later, I tuck A Game of Thrones back in my bag. "You staying cool out there this summer? It's a hot one today. Stay indoors if you can," Mr. Monahan says. "I wouldn't put a dog out there in this fucking heat." "I'll do my best," I say. "I'm not sure if they have air conditioning at the Capitol." "The Capitol?" he asks. "Why the hell are you going to that shithole?" Before I can even answer, I find myself blushing. Am I really about to hang out with Cassie Ramirez? "There's a protest today," I say. Feeling bold, I add, "A girl invited me." "Hell, good for you," he says. "To a protest at the Capitol? Give 'em hell. Is this about the abortion thing?" I realize that I have no clue what we're protesting. It didn't even occur to me to ask.